Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's 12:05 here, and it's the 10th of July in the UK. So let's take a quick look at US30 and gold if we have some time. Now, this was a trade I took last Thursday. I did not take any trades on Friday because it was again an FP week, and Fridays usually get pretty volatile. Having said that, last Friday I felt like there was really no movements. It was just, do you see that? It was just like I don't know. Maybe we had this drop late evening. So this is at like six something. Before that, it was just really rubbish, to be honest. So didn't really get in on Friday. However, I took this trade off Thursday. Um, okay. So basically, I entered it. So you can see like price was just raging. If we were on a nice downtrend on my 200, obviously looking for sells uh, ranging, and then we had a nice break of structure. So I'm taking the swing low at this point here. So obviously we had a break of structure with this candle at the right at the top, which could have been an entry. Well, I did not. So there's a swing low. We broke structure with this candle. Having said that, I was still not convinced just because I was like, do you know um because price was teetering, guys, and sometimes with break, you see this like just with break of structures here, I just feel like I just needed a more bearish momentum, so I waited for another bearish candle move. So at the close of this candle, this candle here on the 5 minute was my entry, and I caught this entire move down. And I think if I remember correctly, I came out before the 3 p.m. news. So obviously 2:30 we had news, not news, market opens, and 3-ish, 3 something, I think we had news again. But whatever the reason. So anyway, I came out here right after this bearish candle, I think it is teetering. So this is a 2.64 risk to reward ratio, which is absolutely amazing. It's 195 pips right there. Obviously, if I had held the trade, we could have gone all the way down, which would have given us 336 pips. But the thing is, for me personally, we could have, how would I say, we could have kind of moved stop loss along the way and trailed it and taken the entire move. But because it was NFP week, I personally don't like to trade during NFP week. And when I do, I am very, very careful. Like you can see this long thing here. That was a 2:30 opening. So personally for me, I like to get in and out. Like if I ever do enter a trade during NFP week, I'm in and out really quick. Okay. So I will so this was Thursday's trade, just so that you guys see that is 195 pips. I'm gonna show you guys gold as well, which I took and I lost that one, which was not very nice. But yeah, but it's my see that one to me personally, I feel like that's my fault just because should have waited for a proper break of structure, I felt, but doesn't matter really. We learn, you know? Okay. So you see this now that you see this in hindsight, you'll be like, this is a double bottom. Like, why would he even go in? You know that thing? But then for me at that point, I looked at this. So that was obviously so if you can see it was down. We had a nice bearish momentum down. We had a nice retracement, and I thought, there we go, we're gonna get a nice push down, right? And because news made DXY bullish, and so US30 and all of it was going to go on the opposite direction. I thought gold was going to do the same, and that's why we had this bearish push down. And so we had a break of structure here. So this was the low at this point, and then we had a break of structure right with this candle, right? But then I didn't want to enter on this entry alone, so I waited for the previous swing low, like this low here, and I waited for that structure to break. And so that's exactly what I did, and I entered after that structure broke. And there we go. Didn't even give me a chance to even get out and break even. Literally just reversed back on me. So this could have been the better POI rather than this. Okay, so this is the another thing where you kind of understand the importance of catching, knowing which POI to kind of take entries from. So this was a POI on its own. Like you can see this, right? This is a zone, and obviously we had another piece here as well. So actually I would have done this whole thing. So to me this whole thing is another POI. So I would have waited for price to break below this and then do a small retracement within the POIs and then come back right down. That would have been a trade that we could have won. rather than lose it. Do you know what I mean? So I only put it up to this zone because this was fair value gaps, if I remember correctly. Yeah, daily fair value gaps. So I marked up the daily fair value gap and I thought price was going to come touch the fair value gap and then go right back up. But no, it did not. It did a double bottom, came up, filled out this liquidity right here. We've got fair value gaps right there. Came up, still was on the uptrend, but now obviously we are down, but we're still teetering above the 200, so we are pretty bullish on gold. Okay, obviously on a higher time frame. Let's just quickly just do gold. Okay, so I had marked this out. This is a previous marking. So I'm just going to see if it still holds. We need to draw sessions. I probably might not draw it now. You guys can draw your sessions before New York opens today, please. Just so that you can mark out the highs and the lows and see, wait for liquidity sweep. So we had a daily fair value gap, which has not been taken out. This is 12 hour. I was wondering, where did I get that? Okay, so this has not been taken out. Prices, look at that. That's just not nice at all. So again, you see this. So this on a daily is the break of structure. I could also be looking for a break of structure right here. So these are the same analogy of the previous one which we lost trade, where we kind of wait for the right break of structure, the right POIs. Okay, so I've marked this one out. Having said that, I will be very mindful of whether I need to see a break of structure on this one. I need to see 12 hours, 4 hours, and so on, like to a downward trend break of structures before I decide that, hey, yes, I'm going to go down to 5 minutes, wait for a retracement, and catch a nice entry towards the downwards once I see a similar break of structure on a 4 hour and a 12 hours. Okay. So, yes, at the moment, gold is just doing shit. Like, it's not catching my interest whatsoever. That is a daily, like I said, fair value gap here. So, possibly it might come up here, touch, and then I would then look for another break of structure. This might change at that point. So, I'm just going to leave gold alone for the moment. Like, so if you see this whole theta is doing the same thing here, it's not giving us a trend. Okay, so if you can see, yes, we are on a downward trend, but we are above the 200. So overall, we are bullish. Okay, so please be very mindful of that first. And yes, I would have to see price break over the below the 200 before I decide it has changed bearish on on the daily. Okay, having said that, let's do a quick look at this, guys. Okay, can you guys see this? Like it teetered, and then obviously we had a break of structure with this candle here. If we were looking at this as a low, so this was previously a low, right? Just gonna draw this, guys. So this here is a low. It broke structure with this candle right there, right? And right. So people would have assumed it's a sell. We're going to have a drop. We did get a drop. Okay. So we could have still caught this on a lower time frame, to be fair. Right. So from here, you could have caught it actually, yeah, 18. But then if you look at that, you've got the risk to reward ratio is not really very nice, just because look at what it's doing. It's like giving us long weeks to the upside. Yes, we did get a drop, but obviously, yeah, nothing really fantastic, to be really honest. And now we're having this T3. However, this T3 is giving us an upward movement. Can you guys see that? Yeah. So this is something that I would be keeping my eyes on. So to me, it could be struggling to break downwards. We are looking for an upward move. And so therefore I do need to see a push to the upside. And then we might have a nice bullish momentum for gold, which would be amazing too. So we just got to see what it does with the daily FVG, like whether it rejects it, it's just touching and coming down, or what is moving. So right now, gold is not something that I will be looking at trading. Okay, guys, I'm going right back to US30, like my favorite, to be honest. So US30 again, I'm on a daily right now. So it is just one of those things where I feel like, look, it's just in between all of this candles movements, the 200. So this you can just call it like it's just teetering in between. It's not like giving us. Having said that, just look at this again. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see that? Okay, so we do have like an upward movement going on there. However, yeah, in fact, if you're on a weekly, you could have seen all of this. So this is just like we had a downward movement and now we have an upward movement. And therefore, on a 200 moving average, we are still bullish on US30. Okay, now on a weekly, I just want to see what is our break of structure looking like. All right. Okay, yeah, we're literally ranging on a weekly, guys. Can you see that? Like for real? Like so, again, no break of structures as of yet. I don't really see anything, any directions on a weekly. All I see is a range. Okay, I'm gonna drop to the daily, which might give us a little bit more. Okay, on a daily, we can consider this a double top, right? So it needs to break this, give us a bearish, break the neck here, and give us a bearish close on a daily for us to even say that there's been a break of structure. However, please be mindful that this is, if I were to take a sell, I'm only going to be looking at until all the way here, which is about 550 pips, okay, to this trend line and this moving average here, okay, because what I do see here is, look at that, we had this. Okay, so for me, this is a fair value gap right there. Sorry, guys. Okay, so like I was saying, so there's a daily fair value gap right there, which I would be mindful of. All right, and yeah, we do have like fair value. So these are all things like, we want to cancel. We had a nice push down here. I could mark this as a fair value gap as well, right? Right. So this could be a place that price might want to come in touch as well. Okay, so these are the areas of interest that I have at the moment. Like I said, I will wait for price to break structure. However, it seems to not do that. It's not giving the bearish momentum. So we could be looking for buys right up here to the daily fair value gap for today. So if we do get a break of structure to the upside, let's take a look at the 12 hours. Okay, so again, like I said, there's no break of structure right here. I will have to see more momentum here before I see a break of structure. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if you guys can see this right now, so this to me would be a low, which we did break here. We rejected the 200, and this is a high, right? At the moment, this candle right here, the wick is the high, which is touching the fair value gap at the moment. So right now, price seems to be bullish, right? That this candle is a bullish candle, which I would want to see what it does at this point here before I decide what I want to do and see if it's going to give me an upward momentum break. So I do need to see price. I'll show you guys what exactly I'm waiting for. Do need to see price break this point here. Okay, this wick here, close above that. Now, then I'm dropping down to the 1 hour to see what price is doing at that point, and obviously then dropping to 50 minutes, 5 minutes, to catch a nice entry to the upside. And where would I be looking for as a target? Let's see what we can look for. Personally, I do think price might still come back down, so I would. Okay, so we have a nice high right here, right? This is a previous high on a 4 hour. Okay, so if depending on wherever I take my entry, I would be just looking to take off this high first at the moment. So slightly above that, I would be very mindful of the previous low as well. So just be mindful of the top bottom or the top of this fair value gap as well as the previous high right here. I'm gonna on the smart money concepts. Yeah, can you guys actually see this? Where I've drawn this, there's a zone right here which smart money concepts have marked it out, and it possibly could come up here. We've got equal highs here. This is like a nice liquidity. Price would come up here to sweep this liquidity off here, which is obviously then touching the premium zone here as well. Okay, so this would be my take profits for all the areas of interest that we're looking for take profits around the zone. So you might want 34400 to 34600. So this is the area of take profits for me. And obviously, in terms of entries, I'm looking for a break of structure at this high, to take an entry. Okay, you look at this. Do you guys see like there's a fair value gap right here? Price could be coming to take that out, touch this, and drop right back. So please be very mindful of just looking blindly to enter buys, but actually we could be going for sells right here, because when this candle closes, if it closes above this, it's done a broken structure to the upside. So on a 3 hour, this is your high, guys. Okay, so if price goes up, takes up the fair value gap, but does not do a wick, but stays on top there, it's a break of structure. It's an upward momentum break of structure on a lower time frame. Okay, but however, I would still like to see a nice 4 hour break of structure. So price might tether here rather than just going all the way up and giving us another nice entry for a nice high here within the zone in itself before and we could actually write this entire thing up. Okay, guys, so that's my analysis for US30. At the moment it looks bullish, but again, wait for a break of structure, as I said, before you guys enter. Okay, so see you guys in another video.